It's a time for the package from China. There's one particular product from Anbernic I see coming by every single time I'm looking at AliExpress, and that is this Revo K101 Plus Edition. It's basically like an emulation Game Boy Advance. So the looks of it, I personally really love it. Like the thing how it looks, this GBA hardware clone. But it comes with a built-in battery that gives you like a couple of hour playtime. Then of course like we have like features like a beautiful display. But is this thing still worth picking up? When it comes to Game Boy Advance, we're having so many freaking options now. So one of the things that really appeal to me is just the way how it looks and how it plays, because this thing is in my opinion a little bit better when it comes to compatibility, when it comes to the Game Boy Advance itself. But I really like the handheld for basically how it looks, but also how it plays. And it has like a couple of reasons. I think it's a very comfortable handheld to play, depending of course of the size of your hands. But I do have like an adult size hand, and I must say like it plays very comfortable. Another thing I really liked is the D-pad itself. The D-pad plays absolutely amazing, one of the key features of this thing. Then we have like the select start over here, like very long press, like plastic buttons. But when it comes to the front facing buttons, then we do have like some interesting things. Normally we're only having like an A, B at the front, and of course the shoulder buttons. We do have like the shoulder buttons, like the original Game Boy. Those are like micro switch ones. But the thing I really like is that we have like the option for yourself. If you want to use like the shoulder buttons like the normal Game Boy, it plays pretty damn good. But if you just want to use it like the front facing button, because they are mapped to the shoulder ones, I think it's pretty cool, so it's a different way to play. At the front we do have like a speaker that sounds kinda okay, it's not going super loud. I already turned on the device itself, and we do have like different like say brightnesses when it comes to the handheld. Later on we'll do like a quick comparison with different Game Boys. Over here like we turn it on and off. What's kind of funny is when you're going to turn it on, it's giving you the same boot up screen like a Game Boy Advance. At the back we do have like a replaceable battery if you're going to remove the cover over here. Then we have like a cartridge slot, but that doesn't accept every single game. Then we're having over here the headphone jack and the reset, but you do need like a paper clip or something like that to basically like touch it. And last but not least, of course, we're having like a physical volume button over, or scroll wheel to better said. But again, like it's already set to maximum, and this thing doesn't go really loud. The Revo, or called the K card. Unfortunate, mine came in broken. Yeah, so quality control my ass with that, because it's a little bit bummer. I did send out like a message to Anbernic just to see if I can fix this solution. The weird thing is like with mine, it doesn't get recognized whatsoever. So what I did is like clean it up, you know, like everything, but you're going to go plug it in with or without SD card. So what I understand, if there's no firmware or the SD card needed, or not so far I know, it doesn't boot up at all. So that's unfortunate. So that part I cannot really test it, but it's basically like a flash card. It will have like the option for just making a quick load, quick save. But in this video I cannot like test it out, so I wanted to check out some original games, actually how the emulation is and how good is it. So when it comes to Game Boy Advance, I have tested every single cartridge I have been laying around. So what do we mean with laying around? So we have like the original ones, like the F-Zero and the Mario Kart, one of my favorite ones to play. That works fine, but also the Magic Flash, this is like an older flash card that works very well. Then we have like the multi-game card that works without any problem. And of course I'm having like, it seems to be like a bootleg like Crash Bandicoot game I like got for free somewhere. Also that seems to be working. But the unfortunate thing is like when it comes to original games, Classic or Color, they don't work at all. So let's try a game. Let's boot up the multi-game card. So now it will show the Nintendo logo. It's kind of naughty. You should like change it out to Pretender or something like that. But if you want to play a game, you can just play it like that. And you can see it boots up without any problem. So if you want to play your original games or multi-game card, it is no problem whatsoever if you want to play it like that. But of course, if you go to be looking in side-by-side comparison with an original SP, this is just the normal version. I also have like the 101 laying around, but this is absolutely a big upgrade when you're looking at the SP itself. But when we're going to do a quick side-by-side comparison with the Funny Playing Doodado, you can see like the Funny Playing is so much better when it comes to also the brightness, the colors, everything. And I think that is what we're going to get like the main problem with this like Revo handheld. The Revo handheld is absolutely awesome. But still, it's like older technology. In my opinion, the Funny Playing display surpasses absolutely like the display of this Revo version. But don't get me wrong, like the Revo is not like super bad or something like that. So let's do a quick, let's say, gameplay to give you like a comparison when it comes to, let's say, the emulation of the Revo compared with the original Game Boy. I'm not like a big expert on these games, I'm just going to be honest. I'm just a fan of the game. But the overall performance of the Revo is not bad at all. I think when I'm looking at, say, the overall performance, but also the way how this actually plays, I really love the D-pad thing I already mentioned in the beginning. The display is maybe a little bit different like the one from GBA, but again, it doesn't spoil the fun. The emulation overall is not bad at all, and this thing does have like pretty damn cool things to show, for even it's like a little bit older. I take consideration when the displays of the Game Boy Advance is going to be better and better every single time. The Revo is going to just be as is. But when you're going to play on the Game Boy Advance, of course, depending like what you're used to, it's like the D-pad feels different. But the thing is, this thing does have like a completely new shell. And also, if you're going to get like different shells, you do have like a different experience with the D-pad, depending on like how the D-pad looks, how it basically in the end plays because of the different membranes or like rubbers they're using underneath. It's like all like different factors, but even like the Game Boy Advance is slightly bigger when it comes to like the Revo. I really love the Revo, just actually how it plays. And I can just play this thing for hours. I can reach the shoulder buttons way easier. Now my personal opinion is like, even if you're going to look at the display, that I really love the funny playing the Revo. I personally loved playing with this thing even more over this this new version I had like for quite a long time now. But okay guys, I just wanted to do a quick overview of this Revo. Like, how is it as like in Game Boy compared also with, let's say, a funny playing handheld. Yeah, I must say, like, when you're looking at this, let's say, original Game Boy, this is just basically actually what it is with a different screen. You can see even like, if I'm going to lay it over here, you can even like see the screen very well. So like with this beautiful 2.0 like IPS display, it looks so much better. But it doesn't spoil the fun for the Revo. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this? Would you consider buying this over like an original Game Boy? Thanks for watching, and it would be great to see you in the next video.